हेलो एवरीवन सो GS2 हैज़ बीन डन। अब हम एक क्वेश्चन लेंगे और उसे सॉल्व करेंगे। सो द क्वेश्चन इज वाइल द नेशनल पार्टीज इन इंडिया फेवर सेंट्रलाइजेशन द रीजनल पार्टीज आर इन फेवर ऑफ स्टेट ऑटोनॉमी. So in this question, there are two main headings. So the first heading is the national parties favoring centralization. तो इसमें हमें सबसे पहले शुरुआत नेहरूवियन कंसेंसस से करनी होगी, जो इस पीरियड को रजनी कोठारी ने कांग्रेस सिस्टम कहा है. देन through the keywords you have to show कि why this period was tilted towards centralization and how the major party Congress wanted centralization to prevail. तो इसमें आपको बात करनी होगी हाउ द होल सिस्टम वॉज सीन एज अ बिग फैमिली ऑफ स्टेट्स. यू हैव टू mention how PM was seen as a benevolent patriarch, and you have to mention about the Planning Commission, the National Development Council, how the National Development Council was acting as the super cabinet, and then you have to mention about the land reforms, how they were taken up in a centralized mode rather than giving states much independence. अब यू हैव टू मेंशन द 1960s वाला फेस जिसमें इंदिरा गांधी आई. यू हैव टू मेंशन अबाउट द हाई कमांड कल्चर, अपॉइंटिंग लॉयल CMs. यू हैव टू ऑल्सो मेंशन द coercive family planning which was undertaken at the center's behest. Then you also have to mention the 42nd Amendment Act, through which the few of the matters mentioned in the state list were transferred to the concurrent list. उसके बाद थर्ड फेज़ में आपको दिखाना होगा कि कैसे जनता पार्टी, जो खुद ही एक रीजनल पार्टीज़ की फॉर्मेशन थी, उसमें भी कैसे सेंट्रलाइजेशन के लिए ही फेवर करने लगी. सो यू हैव टू मेंशन कि how the governors were appointed, those who were favorable to the center. Then you have to also mention how the governors were removed in block. All the Congress governors were removed, no, and they appointed their own loyal governors. And finally, this BJP system, where you have to mention the GS2, One Nation, One Election campaign, which is being talked, and One Nation, One Ration Card scheme. इन एग्जाम्पल्स के साथ आपको ये आर्ग्यूमेंट भी देना होगा कि कैसे थ्रू दीज थिंग्स व्हाट इज़ हैपनिंग इज़ ऑल द डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर इज़ एक्चुअली गेटिंग सेंट्रलाइज्ड and the states are having lesser independence. You can also talk of how the flexible funds are getting reduced and now mostly tied funds are given, where the states are given some responsibilities and the states have to complete those responsibilities on the conditions and terms which center is providing to the states. You can also mention how center is tying the few of the reforms with the funding. No, they will increase the limit if few of the reforms are carried out. So you can also mention that. Now let's see the second heading, the state parties favoring decentralization or state autonomy. Here you can talk of West Bengal, how in the Teesta negotiations West Bengal wants its stance to be prevailed. No, you can see that because the even after center is agreeing, then also the West Bengal is not agreeing to the negotiations with the Bangladesh. You can also give the controversy regarding the CBI consent, how West Bengal has revoked the general consent given to CBI. Then you can mention the cases of Punjab and Delhi. Punjab, now Aam Aadmi Party has come in, how they are asking for more funds from the center. Then you can also mention about how Delhi government wants more police powers, how it wants independent existence for Delhi. Then if we talk about Northeast, you can mention about the Asom Ghana Parishad, how in the refugee crisis after the Bangladesh liberation, it wanted more power for the state so that state could ensure that the outside interference from Bangladesh through the immigrants is not happening. Then very important would be the role of DMK, AIDMK, this Shiv Sena and all these parties when they were the part of the UPA and the NDA, how they took stands which were in favor of the state autonomy. You have to talk those specific examples here. Then in northeast there are many states which have always wanted more independence in the sixth schedule areas. There have been demands for more states into the sixth schedule areas. Then there is controversy regarding the NIA. Please mention in the comment box which state is that, then and which parties are involved. सो इन एग्जाम्पल से आपको ये प्रूव करना है कि दीज स्टेट पार्टीज आर actually wanting more state autonomy. You can also talk of how the reservation in private sector given by the states like Haryana, how you can talk about the sun soil theory in the Maharashtra. So इन सभी एग्जाम्पल से आपको दिखाना है कि कैसे the center, in the center, the parties which are national are favoring more powers to the center, whereas the parties in the regions want more state autonomy. And finally we will come to the conclusion. And इधर आपको conclusion में दिखाना होगा कि कैसे even after these different stands by both the parties, how we as a federal unit and as the center are converging through the cooperative and competitive federalism. You can give some recent examples that how Niti Aayog is making both the center and the states party in the development, and you can also give some other examples, and then you can move forward that this is making the India's largest democracy in the world to function smoothly. And even if there are little bit hiccups in the process, we are resolving that through the federal setup which is ensured in our constitution. Thank you.